Greetings, fellow raiders. Not too long now, less than 1 week away for topside opening. But before we head into the vastness of the Rustbelt, I gathered that one of the best things we could do is planify our skill set. Yes, this is an updated video on the meta skill build you should be striving to get up and running once servers go live on October 30th, in order to get the utmost value of your raider's personal abilities. As some of you may know, I already had a meta skill build video where I dived deep into explaining the logic of what was worth it and why. For those who don't, here it is. Also, you can find it in the description below. Now, there were some changes ever since. Mainly the skill tree got an icon and color overhaul. We got some skills replaced, like just another plant and destructing aura. They're no more. Instead, we have revitalizing squad and in-match crafting. Plus, the skill tree order changed. Yet overall, the meta remains unchanged. Once again, for those who didn't see it, I strongly recommend you to visit the previous video if you wish to better understand the analysis behind the current skills core meta. However, in case you don't, here's a quick rundown of the main principles that govern it. Stamina is king. Any skill involving stamina management is a priority. Roly-poly dodging skills offer the best value, optimizing your chances of survival against both player and arcs. Last but not least, mobility is the spotlight tree in any build iteration. There were skill ranks that for the most part remain unchanged. A quick overview on screen. I will not explain them, I refer you again to the first video for that. And now, without further ado, let's go over how the definitive meta build should look like. Disclaimer: bear in mind that at the moment of making this video, this design is assuming skill tree remains unchanged for release and that you have a level cap of 50 to 60. Now, into the build. Much like the previous one, we strive to maximize effortless roll and heroic leap as our first and foremost priority. I chose to only assign 1 point to Nimble Climber and go for Slip and Slide because I found it more valuable, though there was a debate around maximizing Climber or Slide. My reasoning is that Slide gives me an edge when pushing corners doing a slide tech, Call of Duty style, and also allows me to traverse the map faster and better. Then we go for Heroic Leap, which will help us against the Rocketeer, already the top raider killer from both tests. By this point, you'll most likely be mid-game at level 26. From here, you can make a choice if you are running blue and purple shields and you want to prioritize use to await, or if you want to follow the principles and go for Revitalizing Squad, which is gonna prove quite useful for sprinting from cover to cover. For our next allocation, in-round crafting. This will allow you to craft basic utility items such as adrenaline shots, bandages, flare sprays, grenades, smokes, shield recharges, and an assortment of restorative foods that recover both health and stamina. They're basic, and you shouldn't rely on them since the game already provides you with lots of alternatives to top yourself up in the middle of a match. Yet, having the capability of being able to craft the right item at the right time when it's needed is just too big an advantage to ignore. And finally, we go for Unburdened Roll, prioritizing fight or flight in our way there. By now, you will be 1 point away from level cap, and that I would recommend it to go into Survivor Stamina. You know, following the principle. This meta is focused on keeping you alive through the worst. However, there is another route that you can go which would not be less meta. In this route, you just get the first skill from conditioning to focus more on survival, which is quite the irony because in spite of its rich name, this build leans more into in-match adaptation than on raw survival. Traveling Thinker being the main goal for this. I would recommend at least one on the squad if you run a squad to go this path, especially if you're extracting late into the round. Don't have a squad? Don't fret. visit the Discord link in the description below, and you're sure to find fellow raiders to team up that prefer going in squads rather than solo, among other things. That's it for this video, raiders. To recap, stamina management, mobility investment, and smart utility crafting remain the foundation of the meta. I also have a weapon ranking and tips and trips coming soon, so until then, stay sharp, plan your loadouts, and get ready for the grind outside. Enlist, resist. Like and subscribe if you think this guide will help you survive the Rustbelt better than someone who didn't. And see you topside, raider.